Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our July 21st, 2026 regular board meeting and public hearing. The meeting is now called to order exactly at 5:30 plus 30 seconds. And I will now recognize Board Member Felton to do the district vision and the invocation.
Good evening. The district vision. The school district of Manatee County will be an exemplary, student-focused school system that develops lifelong learners to be globally competitive. This evening, I would like to ask for a moment of silence. In the past year, we have lost about 9 students and several staff members and teachers. As we're preparing for the start of the new year, I'm asking you to please keep in mind those families who are looking at the beginning of the school year with sadness in their hearts, and think of them today. And if you'll bow your heads for a moment. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Ms. Felton. I appreciate that. And now for the pledge, I will defer to Ms.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This evening, we are honored to recognize and welcome United States Air Force veteran Dawn Foster to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Dawn served 8 years in the U.S. Air Force and earned the rank of Staff Sergeant. She was stationed in England, Germany, Turkey, North Carolina, and deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. During her military service, she earned the Air Force Commendation Medal, Outstanding Unit Award with 2 devices, Good Conduct Medal with 1 device, the National Defense Service Medal, Afghanistan Campaign Medal, Iraq Campaign Ribbon, the Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, the Expeditionary Service Ribbon with Gold Boulder, and 1 device, among other commendations. Today, Dawn continues her commitment to services as the Business Leadership and Computer Technology teacher at Electa Lee Magnet Middle School. Please join me in thanking Ms. Foster for her service to our nation and our schools, and welcoming her to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's an honor to have you here with us tonight.
Thank you so
This
much.
flag was flown over the U.S. Capitol at the request of the Honorable Vern Buchanan, Member of Congress, and it is our gift to you. Thank you.
So good.
It's always nice when we bring some of our own into the boardroom and share their military history. It's incredible that we have that kind of dedication, and we appreciate your service. Thank you so, so much for that. Item number 4, approval of the agenda. We have made some minor amendments to that to add, update AMI kids. The summer program for professional learning. We added some reappointments. This is the time of year when we move a lot of people around. On partnership with workforce development, we had removed that to look at that a little deeper and to adopt a tentative millage for the next school year. Plus, we also amended just before we called the meeting into order student celebrations. So those are going to be a little different. It's going to be the ELKS, the recognition of student achievements, then the SOAR 4, and then the Sarasota Community Foundation. So I wanted to at least mention those amendments. If I could get a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
Second.
And I have a motion from Mr. Choate and a second by Mr. Kennedy. If all of you could do your vote, I'd appreciate that.
Chair,
Yes.
do you all want us doing it? You do not want us doing it? I did it. I'm sorry.
Y'all good?
No, we're good. Yes, we can vote now.
Okay. And
Oh,
she's,
we should not hit motion in second.
We don't hit motion. They're gonna do it for us.
they're doing it all this time, right? Okay, there you
It
go.
like moves like too quick. And
Right.
Okay.
And that will pass when we have Miss Felton.
I clicked it 3 times.
There she is. Okay,
Keep
and that passes. Thank you, board, for that. I appreciate it. Okay, item number 6, superintendent.
The superintendent recommends approval of the June 23rd, 2026 school board meeting and the June 23rd, 2026 school board workshop minutes.
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. Kennedy, a second by Ms. Felton. And that will pass with a 5-0 vote as well. Item number 7, for student celebrations, we will bring down Ms. Carson.
Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, Board Members, Superintendent. I hope everyone is having a wonderful summer, and I promise no dad jokes this evening. Instead, we will let our students do the heavy lifting through their words and their actions. First up, we'd like to celebrate Abigail Smith. She's an up-and-coming 8th grade student at our A-rated Braden River Middle School, and our principal, Zion, is here in the back. It's here. She was recently recognized by the Florida State Elks Association for her inspiring essay on Americanism. So I'd like to ask for her to come up and read that to you right now.
Awesome. Right there, yes.
As John F. Kennedy once said, ask not what you can do for your country, ask what you can do. Ask not what you can do for your country, ask what you can do for your country. This quote captures my opinion on what service to my country means to me. This involves contributing to the greater good through hard work and dedication, whether it's volunteering, working in the government, or even serving in the armed forces. These actions play a vital role in our community. For instance, people serve through volunteering. This could be portrayed in many forms, such as people participating in a beach cleanup. The people contributing to these efforts are putting in hard work and dedication to strive for a better community. Volunteers are contributing to the greater good of the community. By dedicating their time and effort, those volunteers are making a meaningful impact on the community. Working in the government plays a key role in our society. It doesn't only refer to politicians, but to teachers, firefighters, police, and more. Teachers provide essential skills, while police and firefighters protect communities from dangerous situations. These dedicated, hardworking individuals are crucial in our society. Serving in the armed forces has been a part of my family since the 1940s, with relatives serving in every branch and fighting in various wars. My grandpa, Dr. Fernando Lopez Diaz, a Cuban refugee, served proudly. He was proud to give back to the country that welcomed him. Veterans like him are essential in defending our country. In the end, service to my country isn't just about grand gestures, but also about contributing to the greater good of the community. Whether it's pitching in at a local cleanup, teaching a new generation, or protecting our community, we can leave a positive impact on our community. Every act of service helps make our nation stronger.
Awesome. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Abigail. We are also honored this evening to have Mr. Kevin Burke with the Elks Lodge 2855. They are the individuals that organize our local competition that then goes on to the state. Mr. Burke is the past exalted ruler and local and district Americanism chair, and I'd like to ask if he'd like to come up at this point.
Thank you for your time. I'd like to congratulate Abigail for finishing 3rd in the state with her essay.
That's
okay,
awesome.
Every year, the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks offers an essay contest for use in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Okay, and that's distributed through the local schools, through the principals, and hopefully down through the teachers and to the students. The Elks, as Cindy well knows, offers a variety, a plethora of different items, and I think the board members have that. There's no way I could talk about all those considering you have a full agenda. but at least please take the time. If there's anything you have any questions on, please get a hold of me. There's a lot that the Elks offer for children, whether it's a youth camp, child therapy services, our Americanism essay contest, which I have this upcoming year's essay, which is explain a constitutional right or privilege and how it affects you or your family. So students will write up to a 300-word essay on that particular topic, and it'll be graded at a local level, a district level, a state level, and hopefully a national level. 2 years ago, we had a young boy go to the nationals.
Yes.
So we're very proud, and this is something that we do to help the children as Elks, along with the other items you find on this card here.
Board members, I just want to take the privilege to say this is my former exalted ruler, Mr. Burke. I've known him for several years, and I also serve on the Veterans Committee at our local Elks as well. So it's very in-depth in the camp. If you could expand just a little bit about the camp that we do. Yeah.
Yes, the camp is on 405 acres. It's up in Umatilla, so it's about 2.5 hours away from here. It's not really close, but it's well worth it. Each year, every lodge has 10 scholarships, and we're allowed to send 10 students. They don't have to be Elks up to this camp for a week. You just have to get them there and bring them back home again, okay? We've only heard good things about kids that have gone up there. I've gone up there as an adult and visited it, and it's just amazing. It really is. I'd like to be a kid again up there.
Exactly. So it's a well-run program.
Oh,
So-
absolutely.
And we appreciate everything that you do for our students, and thank everybody in the entire Elks community that we appreciate what they do for us.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
And thank you
Okay.
for your time. Appreciate it very much.
So I think we probably want to get a picture, if you don't mind.
No, you're good.
Move back.
Yeah, I'd like for the principal and the family and your representatives, Dr. Bradley, if you'd like to also come up. Thank you so much. All right. Now on to another student who is raising the bar. I couldn't help myself there. We are so proud to recognize an outstanding student athlete whose hard work, determination, and dedication has earned her national recognition. Avery, who is an incoming freshman at Parrish Community High School, attended the national weightlifting competition in Colorado. Competing against the best athletes from across the country, she delivered an incredible performance, earning a clean sweep of gold medals and finishing first in the nation in her age and weight class. Wow. So Avery, you might, can I share about your sister? Is that okay? Of course. So a few months ago, her sister Zoe was also in front of the board. So this is a serious, heavy lifting family that we have. They might want to share some of their secrets to the magic, but her achievements really are a testament not only to her personal discipline, her perseverance, but when you talk about champions, she's truly a champion on the platform and off the platform, and we are so proud of you and just want to congratulate you and your family for your continued success in weightlifting.
Thank you.
All right.
Awesome.
Cheer.
We still want a picture if you don't want to talk.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Got Dad's phone there too? All right.
should point out that her total poundage is well over 220 pounds. So when you just think about
Oh, my goodness.
what she's capable of. At this time, I'd like to tag in our Associate Superintendent, Kevin Chapman.
I do want to say, though, great things come in small packages.
Thank you, Ms. Carson. Hard to follow those two winners and champion students of ours. We're going to switch a little gears to our championship community partners. The next two celebrations are really great celebrations of the collaboration and partnership that we see amongst the school district and all of our friends in the community. First up is Soarin' 4. What we're doing today is we're celebrating 14 years of Soarin' 4 and the success that Soarin' 4 has had. We see that in our data. We see that all across our community in our schools. We've got a lot of people behind us, a lot of community partners and supporters and friends. I'm going to highlight some of them as we celebrate 14 years of Soarin' 4. We just obviously accomplished in building and opening the new Soarin' 4 lab and the great success of that. We have one of our students here, Connor, who's a student volunteer at the lab. We have many volunteers, and we look forward to opening up our second Soarin' 4 lab here soon. And thanks to Representative Will Robinson and Senator Jim Boyd, we now have a state appropriation to help us do that. In addition, we also have a grant, a very significant grant from the Bishop Parker Foundation and their Board of Trustees and their President CEO, who's here with us, Wendy Deming, to help us with that effort. So essentially, we have almost $1 million from that support to build our next Soarin' 4 lab, and more to come. So let me just highlight some of the supporters who are here with us. We've got Books for Kids who are here. We've got MCNA Dental. We have MCR Health, Parenting Matters, Ringling Museum. We got Manatee Food Bank, Boys and Girls Club, the Bishop Museum. But more importantly, we've got one of the supporters, Carolyn and Steve Rosskamp, who have been in this initiative since the beginning. And are just wonderful friends and supporters. And I just want to ask Steve and Carolyn if they want to come up and say a few words as we celebrate our Soarin' 4. And of course, we've got the great Soarin' 4 team. Maybe they can stand up,
Yes.
and we can applaud the great Soarin' 4 team led by Dr. Sheila Halpin, making a huge difference. And so I'm going to give the podium here to our friends, Steve and Carolyn.
Thank you, Kevin. It doesn't seem right that it's Carolyn and me just here, because Soarin' 4's success is indicative of what I really love about Manatee County. It's about all those partners that Kevin mentioned, another 15, 20 other partners. It's hundreds of volunteers, and it's the school district and the teachers and all these good ideas that come together to really make a difference. When we got started with Soarin' 4, I remember we were sitting at the Community Foundation, Sheila and I, with your brother, and we were talking about what we might be able to do. And Sheila said, I want to have a goal of 100% of these kids being successful. And I was like, 100% of anything is just, and I even said it to her after, I mean, why are you going to set a bar that high? And, you know, I'm not great with numbers, but a number of all of the kids in the VPKs under this leadership of Sheila and her team, that 112 classrooms, all of those kids this last year had 4s and 5s on their readiness. You know,
Yes,
it
I'm
just
sorry.
doesn't. And we're not going to claim, you know, sole credit for that at Soarin' 4, but we contribute, and we have all of the leadership from Lori and her predecessors and the school board and your predecessors. This is a collaborative thing that is really coming together, and Carolyn and I are just very proud to be part of it. We love living here in Manatee County, want to continue to do this, and we're just thrilled that we're going to do SOAR Lab 2, and we have other ideas, and we appreciate Dr. Breslin's advocacy of saying just keep going for it, and that's what we keep doing. So thank you very much. And is that it, Kevin?
Oh, that's wonderful. That is.
Thank you. And really, to the both of you, I mean, the significant amount of resources you've put in, financial and time-wise, into this is remarkable, and it's legendary. And I love the back of your shirt. It says that I'm a literacy warrior, so I love that, and you both really are. But one of the newest kind of additions to the SOAR and 4 is the storybook trail that's been going on in different parts of the county. The latest one is at John Marble Park, and I think MSTV has a nice video to play about a nice story here in connection with John Marble Park.
Hi everyone, I'm Jessica Long, and I'm the author of The Mermaid with No Tail. I am so excited because this is my life story in a children's book. I, like Tatiana the mermaid, was born without my legs. Tatiana was born without her tail, but I learned how to swim with my arms and went on to become a Paralympic champion. Here's one of my gold medals. And truly, this book was such an exciting project to do. You know, I grew up seeing nobody that looked like me, and I decided that inclusion is so important. And the main message of my book, which is The Mermaid with No Tail, is the thing that makes you different is your greatest gift. And I truly believe this holds true, that no matter what you're facing, no matter what you were born with, it makes you so unique and special. I'm so honored that my story was chosen for the Storybook Trail. I hope that every time you walk it, you know that you have the power to live unstoppable, to dream big, and to never give up.
Awesome.
Well, now it's picture time. So let's invite all of our SOAR 4 friends. We've got, again, Wendy Deming representing here Bishop Parker Foundation and their wonderful contribution. So Wendy, please join us, and all of our friends here. We'll do one big photo to highlight our 14 years. I think I have to take the photo, so. No, I don't. No one needs to see my mug. No, that's okay. Better to be in the shadow. Oh, I'm yeah.
You're okay. I got the
Steve.
All right, everybody.
You can't do anything about it.
Should we say SOAR and 4 on 3? SOAR and 4. All right, 1, 2, 3. SOAR and 4. All right. Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Thank y'all.
Yes, thank you.
And you'll
long way.
I'll talk while there's not silence on the MSTV. So there's one person I do want to highlight too is I think he just left, but Lieutenant Morrell from the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, who is a great partner of ours. And
Right there.
Just
there
right
he is.
there.
Thanks, Lieutenant. Thank you. What a great friend to the district and to students everywhere. Just a real advocate for all of us in the community. So thank you, Lieutenant. Thanks, SOAR and 4.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. I am so glad. One of my dreams was north of the river. I said that the first time I went to the SOAR and 4 thing. I said, we need this north of the river. And to get the funding, and for everybody that advocated for those funds, and we all did, it's just a dream come true for me anyway. So I'm thrilled. I can't wait.
You're right, and
Yep.
all of you advocating, and our Sunrise Consulting team working hard up in Tallahassee, like you all did too, was a great effort. And again, thanks to Representative Robinson and to Senator Boyd, who got that over the line, and for Governor DeSantis to not to veto it. So we're in good shape. But so that's great, and I think almost every appropriation request we've ever put in has been successful here in Manatee County. I think that shows how great partnership and collaboration we have with our Tallahassee delegation. But our last presentation is again a celebration of a community partnership. And what started about 4 or 5 years ago, Allison Nichols and I were just discussing that. We think about 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, with the Community Foundation of Sarasota County. And that partnership was to build off of an initiative that they have at the Community Foundation of Sarasota County called the Strauss Literacy Initiative. And it's a fund there that helps fund professional development for our teachers, some of the best professional development probably in the country, and that's at the Lassinger Center at the University of Florida. And for these past years, our elementary teachers have gone through this development. Allison touches on it. Allison Nichols touches on it a little bit when she talks about our summer professional development. She's going to mention it today. And that's been such a game changer in this district. And you combine that really high quality professional development on that early literacy with the work of Soren 4, the work of our VPKs. That's why we're seeing the results we're seeing. But on the board work today is your approval, hopefully, of the grant, another grant from the Strauss Initiative and the Community Foundation of Sarasota County to fund this initiative. And it's been such a game changer here. And so with us is the President CEO of the Community Foundation of Sarasota County and a good friend of ours, Jessica Muroff, who was the previous President CEO of United Way Suncoast and helped us very much there, and is now helping us at the Community Foundation of Sarasota County. So I'd like to welcome Jessica up to the podium to say a few words and for us to thank her and the team at the foundation for this wonderful initiative. I think over the last 4.5 years, it's totaled over $1 million worth of support that's gone into the school district just from that initiative alone. So thank you, Jessica, very much.
Thank you. The Community Foundation of Sarasota County is so honored and privileged to be the steward of these amazing human beings, philanthropists who invest in their legacy to have transformational gifts that really impact children in our community. And that's one thing that is a big focus for our Community Foundation. And it is so great to have such a strong partnership with the Manatee School District. You all are amazing. You were amazing when I was at United Way. Been 6 months here now at the Community Foundation, and the same is true there. So thank you for your partnership, because you are what makes it possible, all of your teachers. And I have to say thank you to your team, so thank you. And my team couldn't be here with us tonight, so I'm representing them. But it is our great honor to represent this philanthropist gift and the just transformational work that we know happens when we invest in our educators. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Maybe we'll do a photo?
Yes.
Is that all right, Jessica? Yeah, with the board here?
Can't
Maybe the
leave it
superintendent
up,
will come down to join you. And yes.
Yes.
Allison Nichols, our Director of Elementary Education, who has been the steward of this over the last 5 years.
She's going to thank you later.
Wendy, I don't think you've been in any of these pictures.
Yeah.
I snuck in the last one.
Oh, you were, okay, okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Jessica.
Wendy's making it like an every Tuesday thing with us. Last week, this week.
We invite all president CEOs of foundations to come to our school board. But in closing, you can just see, just tonight alone, we're celebrating almost $2 million, right, of philanthropic support to our school district. That's incredible, and we're so thankful to those donors, foundations, and our community partners. And we're ready for the school year. So thank you very much, board.
Thank you all so much. Okay, that takes us to item number 8 for public comment, and I do not have anyone that has signed up, so we will go on to item number 9, reports and presentations, summer program and professional learning, and I'm guessing that will be Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Jensen.
Only briefly, thank you.
Oh,
Chair
briefly.
Spray, Vice Chair, board members, and Superintendent Breslin. It's my absolute privilege to introduce our Executive Director of Teaching and Learning, Thea Johnson, as well as our Director of Elementary Curriculum, Allison Nichols. both of these exceptional leaders pour a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into our summer programs and professional learning. A lot of community members, I believe, think the school system shuts down in summer, but for a lot of us, the summer's some of our busiest time of the year because we're really prepping all of our resources and aligning them to be successful in the upcoming year. So to share what we've been doing over the summer and the great results we're seeing, we have these two wonderful leaders of learning and to go over this presentation tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen.
Welcome.
Good evening, Board Chair, Mrs. Spray, Vice Chair, Mr. Tatum, board members, Superintendent Dr. Breslin. It's a privilege to be sitting here next to Allison to share some of the exciting summer program happenings that have happened and that are continuing to happen, in addition to some of the professional learning opportunities. So super excited to share this with you. We did include a strategic plan slide here. We know that we are aware that we are close to approving that final language. And we certainly want to always align the work that we do with the school board's goals. So we do have priority 1 and 2 on there with those goals underneath. I'll let Allison go ahead, and we're just going to kind of popcorn through the slides. So I'll let her kind of start and take us right into the calendar and what's been happening.
So thank you. So just included this slide so you can see kind of as a big picture what was happening this summer between our summer programs and then professional learning opportunities. And so our summer programs provide lots of opportunities. So obviously that opportunity for extended learning across the summer so that we can minimize those instructional gaps. And then we are able to benefit our teachers, paraprofessionals, nurses, OT, PT, lots of different groups of people that we're able to hire and provide those summer opportunities to for additional work in the summer. But in addition to that, they're also getting really great professional learning because all of our programs provide training to the staff that are hired, which they can then carry into the school year with their students. And I want to take a moment to thank literally pretty much every department in the district on the instructional side and the operations side. I don't know if people realize how much goes into planning for these summer programs, but we start planning in like October, November. And it's, you know, from curriculum to ESE to our early learning, ESOL, CTE, and then on the operations side, it takes transportation, budget and finances involved, food services, safety and security, IT. I mean, literally construction and maintenance. Every department is involved in making these summer programs happen. So I just want to take an opportunity to thank all of them, as well as thank all of our staff and teachers who dedicate their summers to extending that time for our students and giving them these high quality experiences. So first I'm going to take you through the statutory required programs. So third grade summer reading camp is one of those required in statute. And you'll see tonight you're also approving our comprehensive evidence-based reading plan. And we'll have a slide on that at the end, but this is included in that plan. And we are required through that plan and through the rule language to hold this for our retained third graders. It solely focuses on reading, and they receive 5 hours of reading instruction every day. We make sure we are embedding additional phonics lessons because we know that there are some gaps there, as well as getting them into grade level text and working on that comprehension as well. They have 2 opportunities in summer to either be good cause or straight promoted to 4th grade. So they take the STAR reading test as a good cause promotion if they meet the 50th percentile or higher. And then they take FAST. The state allows us to take FAST in the summer. This is the 2nd summer they've done that. And that is a straight promotion if they score a level 2 or higher on that assessment.
I just have a question, if you don't mind, real quick there. So you're talking about the third graders that were retained and they go through this program, and if they test higher, then they're promoted.
Correct.
I just want to make that clear for,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
that's a good story.
Yes.
I have a question there.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I could have
Yeah,
clicked.
sorry, go ahead.
So can you explain how that works again? There's a STAR test they can take, and the FAST test too, or
Yep.
How do we decide who takes which test?
So we start with the STAR reading test for 3rd grade, and any student who scores the 50th percentile or higher, which is the state criteria, as the alternative assessment, again, in that statute language, then they are good cause promoted to fourth, and at that point, they don't have to continue to attend the last week of summer reading camp. And then any student who does not meet the 50th percentile on that test, a week later, they take the FAST test, so they have that second opportunity. And then if they score that level 2 or higher, then that's a straight promotion to fourth grade, but per the state.
Why do you think that they don't have to score 3? I mean, what's the thinking behind? Because 3 is the standard typically, right, to be advanced. Just that they've had I'm just curious why you think it is.
That's the criteria
That's
from
what
the
the
state
statute
is a level
says,
2 or
right.
higher, right? Right. That's where the state sets it.
Okay, and maybe they've gotten a bunch of instruction, and
Right.
so hopefully with that, that'll set them up for success at their next grade.
And I think too, you bring up a good point that knowing that, you know, our schools know that these are students who attended summer reading camp, who had to have these additional opportunities. So then they're able to put, you know, extra support in place as these students are moving into fourth grade, to make sure that they are going to be successful and continue to fill in any gaps that they might have.
Great, thank you. That's all I have.
Okay,
Just
thank
being
you.
curious, George.
Anyone
Thanks.
else? No good? Okay.
All right. So then the other statutory program that this first came into effect last summer, so this is our second summer, is our Summer Bridge. This is for our VPK completers who, new criteria this summer, the state changed it from below the 10th percentile to qualify for Summer Bridge to below the 25th percentile on STAR Early Literacy at PM3 coming out of VPK. So we did hold this at 2 sites this year. So we had our state mandated program. We had 2 classrooms, one at Daughtry Elementary and one at Samoset. For this program, the state side of this, we have to invite any VPK completer in the district and also from private providers and charters. So we have to have a seat for any child who scored below the 25th percentile in one of our classes. So out of all the students who were below the 25th, we only had 5 students whose families chose to send them who qualified per the state criteria.
Wow.
And so we also this summer, because we had such a great response last summer for the state program and the curriculum that we've put together and the response from the families and the teachers and the progress we saw with the students, we were able to apply for a United Way Summer Cares grant in partnership with Manatee Education Foundation that we were awarded. So we were able to expand to just our district VPK completers, our district classes. And we didn't have a criteria on that. The only criteria we had from the United Way was it had to be students who were in attendance at our Central Corridor, our Big 10 schools, to hit those schools and those families. And so we did have 21 students who participated through that United Way Summer Cares program. So we had 2 classrooms for that, one at Samoset and one at Daughtry, that we served those students as well. So we're able to give them a leg up moving into kindergarten in August. So you can see that the students were able to do lots of different things through this program. Big focus on those early literacy skills, but we also hit early math skills. They were able to engage with some science. And then the biggest part is we got to take them on a field trip to the SOAR lab. And that was amazing. I got to go that day, and it was just so much fun to see the kids at the SOAR lab.
I just want to say, these are the kind of programs and things that we do from my first walkthrough in especially Samoset, Oneiko, and those schools, the teachers. What is the biggest hurdle that you have? And one of them was students do not even know how to hold pencils or know classroom etiquette and things like that. This is what bridges that gap, is the little summer programs with our VPK and our kindergartners. And by the time they get into that first grade, they're so well suited for the learning environment instead of the playground environment, I say. So I'm just amazed at the work that we have done with these programs throughout the summer. It's just taken us to the next level. And I'm really thankful for everybody that does that. Mr. Tatum.
Yes, these are great programs. I know in the 3.5 years that I've been on the board, it seems like we've really made an all-hands-on-deck effort to improve our reading scores, especially in some of these younger age students, and it's played out. I don't think we're where we want to be, but we've certainly, every year I've been on the board, the number just keeps going up, third grade reading proficiency, so that's good, and hopefully that will continue. My question goes back to the state mandated 5 students who qualified. If you know just approximately how many students were eligible, and then but we only got 5 of them. Do you, off the top of your head, know?
We had around 90 total, and again, that was from private providers, charter, and then our district classes. I want to say, don't quote me on this, and we can get you exact numbers for sure if you would like. I want to say from our district schools, I think there might have only been like 10 students who qualified.
Okay.
So the rest of that 90 was all, I will be honest, mostly private, and then charter. Yeah.
And they elected not to come. Or it's a family's decision. They're not. Yeah.
Correct. So we work very closely with the ELC because the ELC has to communicate with the private providers about this opportunity, and that's per the state. So the ELC, we've had great partnership with them. They worked really hard with us in communicating, and they kept sending out reminders to the private providers, asking them to communicate with families. They made phone calls themselves straight to families. So I mean, it was truly a very strong and concerted effort from both my department and that partnership with the ELC and our early learning department as well to try and get as many kids as we could. And families can choose to send or not, but we do everything we can to try and encourage them.
So do the private VPK providers, do they also provide what you might call summer daycare for students too?
That's what our understanding, yes, they pretty much all do. And so I think that's one of the challenges when we've met with the ELC is that the families can continue to take them in the summer to that private provider who also probably has a longer day than what we are able to offer. And so that is a challenge for families who maybe work if our day ends at 2 o'clock versus the private provider might be able to keep them until 5 o'clock, right? So that is definitely a challenge.
Is there a cost for students to come to this program? No. And there may be a number of different criteria, but it's a certain score on like a VPK test or something? Is that one of the things that determines that? Or
it's the state STAR early literacy, which is the test that the VPK students and actually our kindergarten students take as well. It's that state test. And that's the 25th percentile, which is again state determined.
It's a shame we don't get more, but as you mentioned, there are a lot of factors that go into that. Families have jobs and daycare needs, and who knows, there's probably a myriad of different factors, but overall, I mean, I just know that as I've watched our programs get better and better, and the numbers keep going up, I know we have an all hands on deck type of approach to this, so good on all of you sitting out there. It's working. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, I wanted to ask the same question. So thank you also for the explanation.
There you go.
I think that length of the day is probably our biggest obstacle. Obviously, we're communicating, and ELC is helping us. So that was my question. Thank you for that explanation. Makes a lot of sense.
Not to jump in, but I mean, we could maybe offer like we do VPK, right? You can pay for the second half of the day. Maybe we could offer. It's just a thought. We could offer a payment like, okay, we'll keep your kid up to 2 for free, but then after 2, that might incite some people to come if that's legally possible. I don't know. It's just a thought that popped into my head. That
I wish we had all day VPK.
If that's if that was a consideration of it, if they could pay for those extra couple hours, because they're paying for probably private daycare anyway. So we could actually reduce their cost maybe by giving them daycare free up to 2, and then they only have to pay from 2 to 5 or something. Anyway, it was just a thought.
We'll start talking about that, Mr. Tatum.
What's that?
We'll start talking to our legislators.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the parents could pay for it, is what I'm saying, not get it funded, but and then they don't have to pay for the whole day of daycare. They just have to pay for 2 hours. Anyway, and that's the way to get more kids in the program. But I'll be quiet. It was just
great concept.
Yep.
We'll have to think about that.
Yep. Are open.
Yep. Okay.
So then from there, we have our summer VPK, which is again statutory requirements. So this is different than Summer Bridge. So this is the vouchers. So this is for families who did not elect to use their VPK voucher during the school year. They can elect to use it in the summer. So these are students who are not VPK completers because they had not attended VPK during the school year. The difference with this program too is that the students must have seat time of 300 hours in the summer. So in the summer, when the families are electing this, it's a very long day. It's they're 10-hour days for the students because of that 300-hour requirement. However, our early learning team does an amazing job of keeping them very entertained and engaged with academics. You can see they do lots of innovative things through their kinder music program. They had Wolf Trap teaching artists come in. They also got to do 2 field trips to the SOAR Lab, or I'm not sure if they've done both already, but 2 trips to the SOAR Lab this summer, again, to give those kids those experiences. So they are really keeping them engaged for those 300 hours.
That's a lot.
And then our last statutory required program is our extended school year, or ESY program. And this is for our students who are pre-K through 12th grade and up, because they can stay through in this program through the age of 22. So this is for our students who are have their IEPs or an ESE. We had about 267 students who participated this summer. We did hold this at 2 sites to try and make it a little bit easier for families. So we had one site at Williams, and then the other site this year was at Johnson K-8. And this program truly is just to give these students some additional basic skill support, just kind of life skills throughout the summer. And then now our additional programs that we hold as a district, we have our Title I camp, Esteem. And so this is funded through our Title I district funds. And this is for our rising kindergartners, first and second graders. And we held this at 8 sites this summer. And we had almost 300 students participate. And you're going to see with these programs, because they're not bound to by statute and what we have to teach, I love that we are giving our students so many different little hands-on activities through these programs. So these students got really some project-based STEAM challenges weekly. They got to do set design and performance through some readers theater. And then you can see that this is where we have that partnership and with Dive Into Reading and the Suncoast campaign for grade level reading, where they get to go to those local restaurants and they read and get to eat and have a meal and learn to look at a menu and how you order at a restaurant through this program. These kids got to also do an on-site experience with Science at Sea, and they were able to learn about sharks. The kindergartners and first graders also visited the SOAR Lab for a field trip, and then the second graders were able to go out to Anna Maria Elementary and have the Guy Harvey experience. So they had that really nice hands-on experience out there as well. And then our migrant camp, again, you're going to see that same theme with those really great hands-on experiences. This was pre-K through 5th grade at Mayaca Elementary, and they had about 48 students this summer who participated. They, again, focused really on STEM. I love they got to dissect owl pellets. I wish I'd known that was happening, because it might have been kind of fun to go do that. Cool. They studied rocks and minerals, and then they had these field trips as well. So again, those great experiences that maybe they don't always get during the school year. They got to go to Jungle Gardens, Mosey. They visited a fire station, and then they got to visit Moat Marine as well. And I do want to say our migrant department also supported credit recovery for middle and high school students. I think it was at Lakewood Ranch this year, I believe, because they couldn't use Nolan, but I think at Lakewood Ranch. So they also had in-person support for credit recovery for some of our migrant students as well. And then Anna Maria this year was able to host a Guy Harvey summer camp. They had 98 students participate. And just thank you to Anna Maria Elementary. They really took this on. They worked with my team to develop it, but then they ran with it. Their staff, their teachers ran it, and they invited students from Miller, Moody, Seabreeze, and Witt to participate. And they were able to explore shark adaptations, fish anatomy. They had that art piece, because we know Guy Harvey is very much also about the arts. Ocean depths and buoyancy. They did a beach cleanup as well for that community service.
Awesome. Awesome.
And then we had our Smarten Up camp. And this is in partnership with Manatee Arts Education Council and the Manatee Education Foundation help fund this and support this. So this is for our rising 1st through 6th graders. We hosted it at Braden River Elementary, had about 75 students participate. And the students were able to have those daily classes in music, dance, art, and theater. And I love this. Their end of camp musical was called Kick It to celebrate and commemorate the World Cup this year, because we all know we were all very much invested in the World Cup. So.
Yes, we were.
Yes, we were.
And then for our secondary students with our Title I schools, the Title I helps support a Title I summer bridge and credit recovery. In addition to all of our high schools and middle schools do credit recovery in the summer, at our Title I schools, they add some additional pieces to that. So one of the pieces that they add is that transition for the incoming 6th graders at the middle schools, and then the incoming 9th graders at the high schools, to bring them onto the campus and get them kind of acclimated to that new bigger campus, and what this looks like, right?
That's awesome.
And then at Lee and Sugg, they held algebra boot camps. Lincoln had a focus on STEM this year. At Bayshore High, they did a community service project for Felt. And then they also had an Avid Shark Tank assignment that they did at Bayshore High. So I thought that was really fun.
And continuing with our summer offerings, we've hosted STEM and robotics camps, both at Hale and King. King had 28 students participate. We have 36 students that were registered at Hale. Hale Camp is actually going on right now. But it's 2 weeks full of challenges and activities, all focused in around the STEM robotics, that TSA piece. And so, you'll see on the list there that they're working with Vex Robotics, coding, 3D printing, underwater robotics, and more. So just a lot of great offerings for our 6th through 8th graders at those 2 sites.
I have Miss Felton lit up. Does it say something?
In the past 2 summers, I've been to almost all of these.
They're great.
And I have so much fun. Summer camp is, I never got to do summer camp when I was a kid. I always had to go to summer school, which was not nearly the same thing. But my favorite ones were the Title I camp. I went with them to dive into reading at one of the Anna Maria Oyster Bars. And then I was also out there and got to help a little bit with the Anna Maria elementary experience. And down there with the little people, and we're looking at the tiny, because they go and scoop a bunch of water out of the bay, and then we're all looking at the little critters, and that was a lot of fun. And then at the migrant camp, we were playing with eggs that had their shells gone and seeing how high we could drop them before they exploded. So, gravity. But these are so much fun, and I love going and visiting, and the teachers almost fight each other to be able to participate in these programs because they love doing them so much. So that there's not just, hey, we get the kids out of the house, or hey, we're going to help them bring up their grades. It's also engaging, and they have so much fun, and the teachers love to do it. Which, if the teacher loves what they're doing, that makes it so much more fun for the kids. So I just want to give props to everybody, all the departments that pull all these things together. They're awesome. I love visiting. I'll visit more next summer, and just keep them coming.
Yeah.
And then next up, you'll see we had career and post-secondary education programs at MTC that were offered in June for those rising 11th and 12th grade students. It was a full week of fun. The students were able to, it was a free week-long camp, by the way. They were able to tour the MTC campus. They participated in presentations from the financial aid department, student services, and they got to meet with the career counselors.
Awesome.
And then on 2 of the days, the students were able to pick 2 of the programs that they were interested in, and they had the opportunity to experience the program, shadow students in that program, and really get to just experience what MTC has to offer. So really just a great week-long opportunity that was hosted at MTC for our students there.
Chair?
Yes.
Just for those, for the high school kids with this program, how do they know about it? How do the kids know about it? How do we communicate that to them, out of curiosity?
Absolutely. I mean, our CTE department works with our college and career advisors across our campuses to make sure that students are aware and able to participate in the program.
Okay. So, but we don't do like mass sending out or like our calls. I mean, everybody loves the calls, but or text or something like that. We don't mass send anything to necessarily the families or to them. It's kind of whoever's interested inside the school.
I'd have to get the data on
Okay.
all the different ways we
I'll just-
communicated, but I can follow up with you on that.
I think that I don't think people know that we do this, right? Like I don't think so. I just and obviously yes, we have these workshops. This isn't a workshop. Hello. We have meetings. We have workshops where we also talk. I mean, we have all this stuff that we hear about it a lot, right? And the teachers and the staff, but I don't think the 400,000 other people in this county know that this is happening. And then we go around. I say we, all of us, whatever. It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you know,
I
we
didn't
need
know that was
plumbers,
going on.
electricians, et cetera, et cetera. Why aren't these kids choosing? Well, they have the opportunity to do this, and this is a free camp.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So they have a chance to go and do this, and I just want to make sure that the community knows, because there may be a grandmother out there that forces their grandchild to go here, right? Or a friend of a family that, you know what I mean? And just so as much as we can possibly communicate it, I think with these types of programs, I think we need to, right?
Right.
We don't really like send stuff home with high school kids anymore. I mean, because it's probably never going to get there. Home, elementary stuff, it's hard to get there anyways. But the high school kids probably not going to bring anything home. So we just that's something I think we've got to be able to put this out there. And we don't have student cell phones numbers, do we?
No.
Okay. I mean, because that would be great to text like, hey, sign up for this, right? Obviously, we had their enrolling parent's cell phone. I don't know, just thoughts.
And may I,
Yes,
Madam
ma'am.
Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Toad, excellent point. I agree that we need to, first of all, communicate that everything we accomplished this summer, because there were great things that happened and many great students who took advantage of it, but then to communicate it more. I think that's one of the advantages of how we've repositioned the team moving forward, is
Sure.
that CTE will now be in the curriculum umbrella, and I think we're going to get greater traction instead of it looking like we have our curriculum and then we have CTE.
Yeah.
It really is now a part of the learning spectrum of opportunities, and then hopefully we will see more awareness from families, more participation from students, all the way around.
Well, and I'm not. I think we also have to. I mean, if we're going to try to recruit kids to, like, I'm not talking about them specifically as high school. I think we've got to, and I'm not saying we're not. I just haven't seen it. I'm not an Instagram guy and stuff like that. But like that's where the kids aren't on. Like our Facebook page is phenomenal, right?
Yeah, but-
I'm over. You know, I was born after 1984 and prior, still on Facebook, whatever that age is, and they're not. Like, so my kids are not on Facebook, right? And so we do a great job of that. But are we putting stuff like this on the platforms that the kids are on? TikTok, Instagram. We can sit here and have a debate about some of these social medias, and I get it, but they're not going anywhere, and that's where they're at. And I just want to make sure that we're showing them, because for the kid who's never talked to the career advisor,
Right.
because they don't know what they're going to do, they would have never gotten this information either, right? Because you've got to obviously show some initiative for that career advisor to come get you or show you this, right? And I'm not saying they weren't put up in schools. I'm sure they were, flyers and all that kind of stuff. But just thinking outside of how do we communicate the best with our kids, right? So
Okay.
Absolutely.
just
And
thoughts. I mean,
we heard that challenge. We have a great team working under Jamie Carson that knows social media much better than I do. So I admit
and we may be
I'm
doing
not
that.
real great at it. And
We may be,
I'll
I just don't
follow up
see it
with
'cause I'm not
them
on it.
and see
Yeah.
what we have.
And I would just add to that announcements that the principal does. I mean, they may walk by the bulletin board that's got all of these opportunities posted on it, and it's just a blur, because they're mostly just thinking about what they're doing, going to the next class or whatever. So I don't know if, like, right before this program for the career post-secondary started, and I know it's at the end of the school year, we would say, by the way, if you're interested in. I don't know if that's a possibility. That's a good way to reach them en masse while they're still at school. Do they do that? I don't know. But it might be another good way to, another touch, as well as Mr. Choate's idea of touching them with social media.
Yes, ma'am, that's great. We're very proud of these programs, and so
Yep.
we're excited for the direction to share them more widely, and we will do so and follow up with you.
Good deal. Good deal.
Ms. Murray?
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, Ms.
Just something else. I know that a lot of schools now have television news programs
Yes.
in the
Sure.
morning. Everything, I think almost everything the district sent Southeast High School, we had on our TV news every morning. But so that's, if they may be doing it that way. That if they're not, then that would be another good way to get it out there. So as long as the teacher remembers to turn on the TV in the morning,
Yeah.
then they should be able to get that as well.
Cafeteria, great spot.
Yeah, they do it for
in the cafeterias. They do it in the cafeterias, I believe. So, yeah.
Thank you.
So we've given you a few ideas.
I wrote them all down. So this kind of transitions us over to our 2026 summer professional learning opportunities. I'll start off first by sharing about our Superintendent's Leadership Conference and our Administrator PL Days that have launched this week. It's been very exciting already. We were at Moat yesterday and Braden River High School today. And it's just really a great opportunity. You see Manatee momentum there, accelerating the current. And so we're really focused on accelerating the learning, coming together, using that time for collaboration, action planning, really digging in and goal setting, and really setting the tone, for this 26-27 school year. We know we all work hard over the summer with a lot of planning and prep as it is. So to be able to come together as teams and to kind of learn from each other and build on each other, there's a lot of strength in this district. And so it's really neat to have the opportunity to just come together and be committed to accelerating the learning. So I'll pass it back to you.
Okay. So you, I believe, have copies of 2 catalogs, so one
Yes.
New Educator and one for Refresh. So these next 2 slides will address both of those. And I want to start first, too, by thanking our professional learning specialists, Samantha Decker and Alicia Farmer. They have just done a fantastic job of organizing both New Educator and the Refresh conference that are both happening next week. And then I also want to thank Dr. Tara Ward. While she has fully transitioned to be the principal at Manatee Elementary, prior to that transition, obviously she was leading that team and making all of this happen. And again, like our summer programs, our planning for both New Educator and Refresh started back in probably November. So Dr. Ward was leading all of that and really was integral in everything that got organized up until she transitioned. So just want to thank that team for all of their hard work. But you'll see in the catalogs that New Educator, it will be July 27th and 28th, so Monday and Tuesday next week at Palmetto High School. This says we had about 180 participants. That was as of the 13th. As of today, we're at a little over 200 new educators who are registered. So we've added some since we put the PowerPoint together. So they're going to get all kinds of different topics. There's a lot to share. We try to not make it completely overwhelming because a lot of them are end up being deer in headlights and oh my gosh, it's way too much. But they will learn about their teacher evaluation, professional communication responsibility, curriculum instruction. We'll do breakout sessions with them. We'll do some lesson planning. Obviously that positive classroom community, and then HR will be there the afternoon, the second day to do their new hire orientation. So they're all ready to go for August 3rd.
Awesome. This is great.
And then the next 2 days, also at Palmetto High School, so we decided this summer that we were going to do both New Educator and Refresh the same week at the same location.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to set up twice in 2
great.
different locations. So thank you to Palmetto High School and Monica DeLesline and her amazing staff. They have just been absolutely fantastic to work with. So we just truly appreciate their partnership and hosting us because they are getting ready to get almost 1,000 teachers for Refresh on the 29th and 30th. which is about what we had last summer. So we're really excited, and we've got about 124 different sessions that they can attend over the 2 days. We are partnering with the fairgrounds next to Palmetto High for parking. And I want to thank our transportation department. They are going to provide a bus for those 2 days to help shuttle people who have to park at the fairgrounds over to the high school and back, so that they aren't having to hopefully walk so far. So yeah. And then also a thank you. These were all of the sponsors for our summer professional learning program. So for New Educator and for Refresh. Lots of community partners, and thank you to the communications department. They were truly, we partnered with them on this, and they were able to help drum up all of these sponsors for us, which is amazing. So just, again, just a whole district effort for all of this summer.
That's awesome.
So, and last but not least, the comprehensive evidence-based reading plan. So as I said earlier, this truly, like our strategic plan, defines and outlines what we're doing with our reading instruction. You'll see that there are pieces in there that support professional learning, which supports what we're doing in the summer, obviously supports our summer programs that are focused around reading, but it's truly just a system and helps us define what that reading instruction and those priorities are pre-K through 12th grade. When you read it, there is, in the statute language, the state does put an emphasis on VPK through 3rd grade in the plan, but it does not obviously leave out all the way through 12th grade when it comes to reading instruction. You'll also see that there's support to support student learning of the best standards with the role of district and school admin, our literacy coaches, what professional learning does to support our assessments, and then curriculum instruction. So all of those different roles and responsibilities we have to define within this plan to help move that reading instruction forward in the district.
Pretty cool.
And that kind of closes our presentation. So we just want to thank you again for the opportunity to share the amazing things that are happening and continue to happen in our district that we're proud of. And we appreciate your support. And it is truly a team effort. So thank you all.
It is. Thank you so much.
very
That was a
much.
wonderful presentation.
Awesome.
Mr. Kennedy
If I
would
may,
like to.
Before you go, I just have, first a compliment. These are really nicely done. And
Yes.
if I were a new educator or new to Manatee County Schools and I had this in my hand and I was browsing through the offerings, this is going to signal to a new employee like this is a quality district I'm walking into.
Right.
I mean, obviously our data and our performance, and every metric we have shows that we're on the right track, but kind of that personal feel, this is really nicely done. Allison, if I could, I just want to take you back to the summer reading camps. I think it's slide number 5. I put it down, but there's about 400 students that, 400 third graders that were retained.
So we had about 390 of
390.
our 3rd graders who attended summer reading camp.
And that was the first part of it. So
Attended.
The student has been deemed by the state not proficient. So therefore, but they're not required to come to summer camp. They're not, okay.
We can't, right. It's kind of like our any of our summer programs, it's up to the families to send them.
Okay.
And obviously, our schools do everything they can to communicate, to encourage. They make phone calls, they send letters, and that's even just the home sites before the school year is finished. And then our summer sites who are hosting, they make phone calls. So any student that was supposed to attend, then the summer site also makes phone calls, and we do everything we can to try and get as many of those 3rd graders into the classrooms as possible.
But ultimately, it's up to the family.
Ultimately, it's up to the family.
Okay.
And they do have the option to just come and bring their child to take the 2 tests if they want and not participate in the instructional part. But we do give the families that option.
Do you have many kids that do that?
We do.
Really?
We do.
Interesting.
We
Okay.
do.
What led me to this question, though, is I didn't really look close enough at the calendar, which you started out with. And I noticed that the 3rd grade fast was last Wednesday. And I'm just curious, do we have that data back yet? And if we do, what is the number of students that are going to be promoted before school even starts?
Yep, so I actually, hot off the press, and hopefully these numbers are right because this is just recent. But we started with about total of retentions was 567 this year. We had 390 of those who actually attended summer reading camp. We had 24 students who met good cause on that STAR reading test. That was 2 weeks ago, I think it was.
Gotcha.
And then we had 145 of our students of the 390 who then passed with FAST with that level 2 or higher. So we had our final total retentions brought it down to 398 students who would be retained at the end of it.
Oh, okay. Well, 145.
So we had
Made
a
it
total of 169 of the 390 students that attended summer reading camp were either good cause promoted with STAR reading or straight promoted with FAST, which was about 43% of our students who attended summer reading camp.
Okay, so that's like almost 7, 8 full classrooms of third graders that are going to go to fourth. And okay, that's really, I mean, this is always tough for me as a briefly for a couple years as an elementary person, but like seeing firsthand, you know what, and you know, all kids handle it differently, but you know, the kids feel that, like they see their friends, you know, going on and they're kind of left behind, and it's always, you know, kind of hits you in the gut. I mean, you guys probably feel the same way. So that's really great to hear that there's that many kids who are going on with their classmates. So.
And I think that of note there is that these are students that had multiple opportunities during the school year and weren't able to meet a promotion criteria. And so with that extra 6 weeks of instruction, and our third grade summer reading camp teachers are truly amazing and do a fantastic job. In addition to, they're also in smaller groups, right? So it's a 12-to-1 ratio in the summer at the high end versus during the school year, you know, you're 18 to maybe 20 students in a class. So really that more personalized instruction and targeted instruction, I think it speaks volumes that these are, again, our students who then, with this extra time, were able to meet a promotion criteria.
That's great news. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Madam
They're
Chair.
good?
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you so much. I think these are wonderful, you know, and especially this one. It's got daily schedule. I mean, it's just like down to the minute. I think that's going to be very beneficial for that whole group of people. So it's amazing stuff. So thank you. I know it takes a lot to put all of that together. So, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
If you want to unclick, if you would.
I sure will.
All right, thank you. We are on to item number 10, Superintendent.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. The superintendent recommends approval of the consent agenda for the school board meeting, July 21, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Kennedy, a second by Mr. Choate to approve the consent items. And that passes 5-0. On to item number 11, which is our public hearing. I'm sorry, I've got a thing in my ear going on. And the public hearing for item number 11 is for the proposed changes for the student code of conduct and for the proposed student progression plan. Superintendent, do you have anything you'd like to add to that?
Thank you, ma'am. This item, both items, the code of conduct and the student progression plans were both workshopped, posted for the public to give feedback. Committees worked on both the student code of conduct and the student progression plan, including student participation, so the input was received from multiple groups. And we feel like we're in a really good spot with both of these documents.
Okay, so I guess I need to read my note here. So we're going to close the regular meeting and then open the public hearing in regard to the student code of conduct and the student progression plan, as superintendent just alluded to all of the notes. And board, we workshop this to every which way, and I think we're all good with everything. So if no one has any other comments, I'll close the public hearing part of this. Mr. Kennedy?
I just have a question, just to make sure we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's. And maybe Mr. Dye can weigh in too. Is this two separate public hearings, or we're doing both in one public hearing?
we're going to do, this is just the first part of the public hearing, is the code of conduct and the student progression plan.
But it looks like both.
Well,
But it is both under one. Yes, I see what you're saying.
this is really like
Correct me if I'm wrong.
minutia of a public meeting, but are we allowed to do that?
I think, Madam Chair, in the past, we've done them separately.
Because it is two separate items on the agenda.
Okay,
So-
well, we can amend that real quick. Let's just amend it real quick.
So they're set up in the agenda as two separate items. So I would recommend you
Okay.
do a hearing on the code of conduct. Ask the public if there's anybody here who wants to speak on that.
Okay,
Then you can end that one and go into the second one.
sure. Okay, so we're going to back up a little bit. We're going to open the public hearing for the proposed change to the code of conduct, student code of conduct for the 26-27 school year. I do not have anyone listed to sign up for public comment. Board members, do you have any that you want to add?
This is just for the public.
It's for the public,
For us.
right. Okay. Seeing no one here, I will close that portion of the public hearing. And now I will open another public hearing for the proposed change to the student progression plan for the 26-27 school year. And again, I have no one listed from the public to comment on that. And again, board, we workshopped this back in only about 2 months ago, I guess. So seeing no one there, I will now close the portion of the public hearing. And we will now move on to open the regular meeting. How's that?
Perfect.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect.
Okay, item number 12, there was no new business. We are on to item number 13, superintendent.
Thank you, ma'am. The superintendent recommends approval of the amendments to the Code of Student Conduct for the 2026-2027 school year.
Looking
So,
for,
so moved. Sorry.
Second.
Oh, don't press it. Don't
we have a
press it.
motion by Mr. Kennedy and a second by Mr. Choate for the student code of conduct.
I'll just, real quick, just say
Sure.
that we did it during, I clicked my
Okay.
to speak. I just want to thank
Oh, I'm
staff.
sorry, I didn't see.
I just want to thank staff and everybody who worked on this. Obviously, we did this prior. We did workshop this about a month or so ago, but we did make some amendments. Thank you to staff who put this together. This is not always easy, so just want to say thanks.
Sorry, I didn't see you clicked in.
That's all good.
Charlie.
And then
Madam
we're just
Chair?
waiting for, Mr. Kennedy?
Yeah, I had,
That's
I'm
all right.
going to vote yes in a second. I just want to make a comment.
Sure.
Chad's already said, that we were really well prepared for this. Superintendent had us ready. And it's a lot of work putting that thing together. The folks that worked on the code of conduct, there's about 50 names on that list at the, at the end of the code of conduct, or maybe it's at the beginning, I forget. But, and it's interesting, like, as a signal, it's been this is my 10th code of conduct, I think, and I didn't hear a peep from anybody on this one. Same with the student progression plan, which is really different from previous years. There's parent advocates that are always on top of this, watching it very closely, and those parent advocates must be satisfied, because I don't know if you all did, but I didn't really hear any feedback. I do want to, before I vote yes, I just want to put this out there for next year's approval of the code of conduct. I just want to get this conversation, just put it in your mind and put it in the public's mind. But I would just like everybody to consider the possibility of next summer that we get rid of cell phones in our schools. And that's a major, that's a major change, and it's going to create debate and discussion, which is good, which is what we should have. But I've heard enough feedback from teachers who are not anti-technology at all, but I've just heard enough comments about what a distraction phones have become. And, we've been in the classroom before too. We've seen it ourselves. So again, I'm not suggesting it for this code of conduct. But I just want to start thinking about that possibility for this time next year.
I appreciate that. I think that's something, we do have a policy that Mr. Chapman and the team can pull up that we could probably workshop again. From talking to other board members in other districts, it has been a game changer when they change their policy to no cell phones. It's just one of those things that when students look up instead of look down, they know the direction they're going. That's just always been my mindset. Look up, quit looking down, you're gonna run into something. So, yeah.
And to just follow up on the point you just made, not just from adults, there's positive feedback from the students. There's positive feedback as well. I mean, granted, it's anecdotal. There was 6 counties that piloted the no phones in schools.
Right.
But personally, I thought the kids are going to revolt if they can't have their phone, and in some cases, the opposite is true.
Is totally
And
accurate.
like anything, folks will adjust and get used to it. A lot of other factors to consider, but I just wanted to kind of put that out there for future codes of conduct.
Good point.
Well, not
Ms.
be
Belton.
They can.
Yeah, Ms. Belton.
I was just going to say maybe we could have a workshop on the feedback from those counties that piloted that program,
Right.
so that before we start.
That's why I said workshop it.
Yeah,
and get-
exactly.
yeah.
But then we can get presentation on how that's gone and.
Right, superintendent can reach out to the counties that did do that pilot program.
I am taking some notes, and I really do appreciate, though, that you're bringing it up now so that we have time to talk about it in the fall, get feedback from families, to do research on how it's worked in other districts, so that when we come back around in the spring and start talking about the code of conduct, we're in a really good spot. So
And it won't be a
this
surprise.
gives us time to really do it the right way.
Mr. Choate?
I spoke about this with the superintendent about a month or so ago, and we've had this discussion actually.
Up here.
I want to say several years ago. We had something
2
very
years
similar.
ago, I believe.
And I do think, though, that the reality is that we do, for at least K through 8th grade, already had this policy, right? The state has done that.
Yeah, good
so we have it already, right? So it's not like it's brand new.
And when I'm talking about this, I'm thinking about
You're
high
thinking
schools.
high school. No, absolutely.
So thanks for that
No, 100%,
distinction.
100%.
Yeah.
But my point in that is, I definitely agree that getting the information from that the state said, hey, counties, please try this, and I think getting that data and having a workshop and seeing what that's like. I also think talking to the community, which we've done a great job in all the other things we've done with it. But these kids soon, the students that are in K through 8 over the last several years have already had the no cell phone policy. So it's going to be much easier to implement if that's something we wanted to do in high school, because they've already been through it for 6th, 7th, 8th grade, let's just say. Just as a reminder, like, it's already being done, of course. And but I'm all for
Looking at
looking at it.
policy. And I'll add on to that, when we go to schools, of course, the elementary, they're all, but the middle schools, they don't have them out. But you go to the high school, and if you're there during class change, they're gonna run into you. And I've had it happen, so there's a huge difference with and without. So, yeah, that's a policy we'll look at and then start implementing what thoughts are and feedback from the.
Cool.
Yep, sounds great. Okay, and I believe did that item pass 5-0, Daniel? Okay.
There was no
Thank you, board, for all of that dialogue. It's good stuff. And now we,
Can I throw my 2 cents in there?
oh, sure, I didn't see it. Go ahead.
I didn't.
That's all right. Since you're,
Just remember, I'm not necessarily against it, but when I remember specifically this one point, we asked all the principals at all the high schools, and unanimously they said, leave it up to us. But, so we need to take them into account too, that's what I'm saying, right? If we
Absolutely.
decide to get all that feedback from hey, it worked great in whatever other county, and on the other hand, I've seen things like you, Ms. Spray, where one time I was in a gym class, and when I say I was in a gym class, I was taking a tour of a high school, and half the students in the gym class were in the stands with their phones. And I looked at the principal and I said, how come half the students are in the gym class with their phones? And the principal looked at me and said, Mr. Tatum, sometimes you just got to pick your battles, right? And I understand that. On the other hand, that ain't right, right? Like if you're in gym class, you want to be on your phone, then you're at least going to walk around. You're going to walk around the gym, or you're going to do something. You're not going to sit in the stands with your phone during a gym class, period. So I'm in favor of doing something. I'm in favor of generally, letting the commander of the organization run it, and the principals are the commander of the organization and giving them a lot of leeway, and they know their school's best. But that ain't what I just mentioned ain't right, and there are other things I'm sure that you've seen too that just probably need to be fixed in one way or another because it's detrimental to the overall educational environment for the students. So.
I agree.
That's all I have to say about
Chair
that.
Sparrow, if I may
Yes,
just
sure.
respond to that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Tatum, I couldn't agree more. And we had a good example tonight of principal feedback regarding the dress code. We had a great conversation about dress code, and then it got thrown back to the high school principals, and it was a totally different view than what I had, than what a few of us up here had. And I will always defer to them because they're the ones that have to deal with it. They have to live that life every day. So, I mean, personally for me, if the high school principals come back and say, we need to do this, then that's what I will go with. My point of bringing this up, and Chad, thank you for clarifying that, about the grade level stuff, because that's very relevant, and I didn't bring it up. But during previous, just from, I was at Manatee High when what you just talked about, the decision was made that we can't spend all day, because all they were doing is writing referrals for phones.
Policing phones.
Right.
And it was just taking up everybody's time, and so pick your battles. And so anyway, but I'm glad you brought that up, because that principal and administrator feedback will be crucial to this decision for me anyway. So thanks for bringing that up. Yeah.
I
Thanks,
think
Chair
it can be done.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, item number 13.2, Superintendent.
The superintendent recommends approval of the 2026-2027 student progression plan for elementary school, middle school, high school, and K-12 virtual education.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Kennedy and a second by Mr. Choate for that item. And we have that passing with probably 5-0. And we do.
Waiting for comments or something.
No. Oh, anytime, just click. I kind of keep my eye, a couple of times I veered off looking to the agenda.
Okay.
All right. Item number 13.3, Superintendent.
Yes, ma'am. The superintendent recommends approval of the budget amendments for May 2026. And board members, we do have Rachel Sellers, our Deputy of Business Services. If there are any questions or concerns that you would like to discuss.
Board members, do you have any questions? Okay. So we had a motion and a second, correct?
We do.
So moved.
Right. There we go. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. A motion by Mr. Choate, a second by Mr. Kennedy. That's okay. All right. And that passes with a 5-0. Item number 13.4.
The superintendent recommends approval to publish a notice of public hearing to adopt tentative millage rates and tentative budget for fiscal year 2026-2027.
And I need a motion and a second for that.
So moved.
I'll second, just for the fun
There we
of it.
go.
Thank you, Mr.
Mix it up a little
Tatum.
bit.
Must have.
I have a motion by Mr.
Holding.
Kennedy and a second by Mr. Tatum. Obviously, this has been advertised, and do you have, if you want to please expand on it,
Yes.
I'd appreciate it.
So this ad is going to be run in the Sarasota Herald this Friday on September 29, and it is also the advertisement for the tentative budget hearing that will be at 5:30 on July 28th. It includes the notice of proposed tax increase, notice of the school capital outlay, and the budget summary for 26-27.
And board members, I believe you all got a copy of the tentative budget, so
We do.
it's all for your reviewing. Okay, we had the motion and the second.
Question.
We already, right, oh, I'm sorry, didn't see
No,
you.
it's okay. I don't know this, if you'll know this, Ms. Sellers, or not, and this is just
Okay.
off a question. Could you just said that it's going to be in Sarasota Herald. And Mr. Dye can correct, or anybody else who remembers, do we still have to put it in a newspaper?
There can be an option also to have it on the district's website, and there are several rules related to how that format has to be shown on the.
And also has to have like, hey, sorry to interrupt, it also has to have like audio and stuff, right, or something like that?
I'm not quite sure about the
ADA.
audio.
It has to be
The
ADA
ADA.
compliant.
Oh, there we go.
And that's why we didn't just do it on the website.
That's my understanding.
Right.
Is that
I mean,
was
it's a lot.
hard-
It's a lot of stuff.
It was hard
There
to
would be a lot,
meet
yeah.
the requirements for the
Yeah.
posting online and also meet the ADA
Okay.
requirements.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And are we? I mean, this is just out of curiosity. Not that it's fine if it's in the Sarasota Herald Tribune, because obviously it gets put here in Manatee County. Is there a reason why there's not Braden Herald or anyone?
Circulation.
Yeah.
Yes.
The circulation was more
Better.
widely with the
Gotcha.
Sarasota Herald.
Okay. Thanks.
Do we do digital? We do it digitally, right, as well with the media outlets or not?
Well, it would be advertised the digital that's on Sarasota Herald. Our
Okay.
this advertisement it
Okay.
goes through them,
Right.
and we don't currently put the ad on our website like
Because
the
of the ADA.
Department of
Right,
Revenue
right. I got
has
it.
the constraints as well too, but would be an option to look at in the future.
Okay, very well. Okay, I don't see any other board members lit up, so we had a motion and a second. All those in favor? And that will pass 5-0. Thank you so much, Ms. Sellers, for that. I'm just blowing through the agenda, good people, if you don't mind here. Item number 14, we do not have anything that I was aware of. I don't see any other, there was no public commenters that have signed up since we started this meeting. Information only, item number 16. And again, it's just updated financials and charter statements and amendment to the charter school at Lakewood Ranch Prep and school safety requirements. Okay, favorite part of the meeting, right? Updates. Number 17, Mr. Jensen.
Thank you very much, Chair Spray, board members. Once again, I just want to thank Ms. Nichols and Ms. Johnson for an exceptional presentation tonight that I think really shows the incredible amount of work we put in to all of our summer programming, both for our students and for our leaders and our teachers. It really is just the level of professionalism is off the charts. So
Yes.
thank them. And as you heard, we had our leadership conference days yesterday and today. And one of the highlights I thought of today's leadership conference, Dr. Breslin asked for a group of young learners from across the district representing elementary, middle, and high school students to come together and give feedback to our principals and staff as part of the student panel today. And the students really did an amazing job providing honest responses to questions about their experiences at schools and the things they think contribute to a positive school, what makes a great principal, and what they want to see more of in schools. And really, they emphasize the importance of building positive relationships and giving students a voice in their education. So I believe that our principals and APs and our district staff can take a lot of what they heard today back to their campuses and really use it as part of their action planning for the upcoming school year. And I'm optimistic that that had a measurable impact on our practice as leaders throughout the district. It was a really wonderful 40 minutes with those students this morning, and I thank them and their families for participating in that opportunity. I also want to thank Joshua Bennett, Zach Sully, and Matt Weldon for putting it together and facilitating it.
Awesome.
We also have, as you heard, tomorrow and Thursday, we have additional professional learning. Our administrators have a very full week. And they're going to be, getting basically 2 days of sessions on human resources, ESE support, student services, curriculum and instruction, safety and security, supporting our English language learners, and communication best practices, including promoting your school and programs. So I'm really excited about all the learning our administrators are going to do this week and how it'll inform what they do with teachers as teachers return to campuses in just a couple weeks. And finally, board members, as you know, school and district grades were released at the beginning of July, and our schools and district reached historic numbers in both their school grades, graduation rate, and student achievement. I know we're going to continue that momentum and reaching historic gains as we improve our systems and align our work to your new goals in the strategic plan. Particularly in priority area 1, where we focus on student learning and support. Obviously, we're going to continue to share data with you and the public through our board meetings and updates throughout the new school year. Since our last board meeting, however, we did receive one additional update from the DOE about school and district accountability. DOE published a memo on Friday announcing that school and district grade scales will change for the upcoming 26-27 school year. It does not affect our current school grades, but will affect all grades going forward, and it raises the threshold for each letter grade at all elementary, middle, high school, combination school, and at the district level as well. We've already responded to these changes in our work and with our school leaders this week, and this change does not alter our positive trajectory or our ambitious school or district goals. We're just going to roll up our sleeves and continue doing the work and accelerating the learning for all students in the district. Obviously, this information is only a few days old, but I'll make sure we include it in the first board PM1 update as well. We do in the fall with that data. Thank you.
Awesome. Operation update, Mr. Clark.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, Madam Chair, Vice Chair, board members, Dr. Breslin. I'll start off with a HR recruiting and hiring update. We held a job fair on July 16th. It was an operations job fair. We had over 100 attendees. We're able to hire 21 food service workers, 8 custodians, 7 to 8 extensions of offers to transportation. They got to pass their CDL, so that's a good place to be. And then nurses, RN, LPNs, 4. So a very successful job fair on July 16th. We have our next operations job fair on the 20th, August 20th at Wakeland, 2 to 5 p.m. There's also a teacher para job fair that will be held on September 4th, and that's 4:30 to 7 p.m. at MTC.
Okay.
Next up, food and nutrition services. Just wanted to highlight, we've served over 193,000 meals ending last week, so it's over 193,000 at this point, to our students, over 70 sites we've done that at, and as you know, that's critical to a number of our students over the summer to make sure they get a good meal. Construction update, I'll start with the Rangeland High School.
Okay.
So whopping 14.2% complete. But we still got a lot of time, right? So we're in good shape. You go out there, they're moving a lot of dirt.
They are.
I think we got an email about some dirt, and we took care of that.
Yeah.
So it's coming up well. Starting to work on the roofs on some of the buildings. So it's coming along really well. Rye Ranch, 98% complete. We're on track to have that substantial completion by August 2nd. So right now they're in the process. Furniture is being placed in the building, and a lot of neat things going. If you were to go to campus right now, it's kind of messy, but that last push right before the completion is kind of how it happens. I've talked to the staff today about that. I watch a lot of the HGTV and renovations, and it's really messy. And then that next day, all of a sudden, it's beautiful, and that's where we're going to be August 2nd, 2nd. They're finishing up with a few things there. Veterans, 75%. But as you remember, we are phasing that school right? So phase one, it's like 98% as well. Phase two, probably 68. Phase three, a little less, right? So, but at about 75%. Phase one will be finished. That's the 20 classrooms, that same time period, August 1. So we'll be good to go there. They already put furniture in those classrooms. Phase two is the media center and the cafeteria. So that'll be done September, around 15th. And then phase three is the second floor.
Right.
That's end of November. So, and that's when those classrooms come online. So same thing with that school, a lot of action on there, on campus right now, but we're ready to go. We'll be ready to go for that first day teachers get back at that site. And the last thing I just wanted to say, one of the items, I want to thank you, I'm sure the super would mention, one of the board items spoke to type A buses. It was item 10. Type A bus is a mini bus.
Yes.
And those buses hold about 15 students. They do not require a driver with a CDL, so that's going to change the game for us. With this item being approved, we'll be planning to order 4 of those buses and add that to the fleet, and that'll just make us more efficient. Some of those trickier routes where the big buses have trouble getting in and out, or where there's just a few students, these buses will really be able to help us in those areas. Thank you.
And I call them the short buses, and I've driven them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's going to be a game changer indeed. So I'm so glad we managed to get through all of that and get these coming on. So it's great.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Okay, 17C, legal.
Thank you, Chair. Not much to report. It's been going smooth, mainly reviewing and renewing contracts that you see on your consent agenda. They all get routed through legal, so give you a little assurance that it does get that set of eyes on it.
Okay.
And otherwise, things are going smooth.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Okay, Superintendent, number 18.
Yes, board members, a lot of approvals from Mr. Dye because our consent agenda was 38 items, and so thank you. And to highlight a couple of things that you all approved tonight, monies related to the Perkins, to the Strauss, which you heard earlier supports our literacy work with the Lastinger Center. That contract was on there as well. You approved the SERP plan, our system for tackling and improving literacy in our district. And then you approved many of our student services contracts, including our work with PACE, Step Up Suncoast, Healthy Teens, Boys and Girls Club, Handle with Care. So many programs that we will open the year with for our students. So I appreciate that. Mr. Jensen spoke about the leadership conference. I have the agenda that our leaders have been following this week. We did expand it to take 4 days to really go into the depth of learning. And I can tell you our administrators, our school leaders, and district leaders are all in on this process. You have in front of you an oyster in a little box with our Manatee Momentum theme in there. Oyster shells were provided by Anna Maria Oyster Bar, so thank you, John and Amanda Horn. And then our graphic designer painted these. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. And so it's you for board members just to remind us as we are working hard to keep that acceleration moving this year. Certainly you could regift it if you know of someone who is really working to support us as well. Well, maybe you don't want an oyster shell. I'm providing options.
Got a fruit cake. Also,
Yeah.
it could be a good Christmas fruit cake. You know.
A fruit cake with it?
An oyster shell. Yeah, pass it along.
Well, don't spoil the surprise, Mr. Tatum.
That's right. Put it in a box and wrap it up, right?
At one of the great things that happened yesterday, first of all, Moat Marine, a fabulous partner that hosted us yesterday afternoon. A beautiful facility, which we all know. and they shared their programs that they have for our students, including free passes for all Title I students in our district, and not just for the student, but also their families, so students can come and take part of those. And so we're going to make sure our families get that information. Also appreciate Steve Schenenbaum from Game On, who showed up and got all of us moving and going in the right direction. The energy he has certainly is unmatched. And then we also did a surprise appearance towards the end of the afternoon. We brought back leaders that have been retired, some of them, one of them for a year, one for over 15 years, some even longer, to give words of wisdom to our leaders. And it was a really neat experience to hear from some of our legends, including Miss Lynette Edwards, Tim Colby, Fran Pageant, Janet Curley, and Don French, our most recent retiree.
Nice.
So it was a nice added touch. And then we also passed out, and I do have one of these for you, the Manatee Momentum. We added a brag sheet because we do have so many things to brag about this year that we gave to all of our leaders. Brag sheet had to be 2 pages because there was so much to share. And so, board, we do have a copy for you. Also has on the opposite side the Back to School Jam. Rumor is I have to throw out a pitch.
Yep.
So I hope that catcher can move. But inside, and this is what I really want to show you, the portrait of a graduate work to show that we're really basing everything we're doing, aligning it with the work that the board has been reviewing and giving feedback on. I know that we're still working on a strategic plan, that the priority areas are listed, the purpose statement, and our core values. And so those have been shared out and aligned with all of our work that we are doing. And then I also want to share 2 more things. We have the Teacher of the Year State celebration Thursday in Orlando. I will be driving over Thursday afternoon to cheer on Cliff Dawson, Braden River High School, and support his work representing us at the state level. Very proud of him. He's a great representation of all things that make teachers fantastic. And that was another theme, is the importance of teachers as the key reason for seeing such high student achievement. And then board members, July 28th, on the county board agenda, on their county agenda, Commissioner Sadiq does have an item related to our tax commission and an action requested, motion to direct staff to immediately transfer monies received in the form of unused fees levied by the Manatee County tax collector. And so just a reminder to that this will be voted on next week by our county commissioners, and we just want to make sure that they understand how important this money is to support our classrooms, and certainly thank Commissioner Sadiq for putting this on the agenda. It's much appreciated, that partnership and that commitment from the county to support our students as well.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much. Okay, we are to, and by the way, the shell is right here if anyone wants to see that. It's beautiful. Board comments. We have Felton, Choate, Kennedy, Tatum, and myself. Ms. Felton.
Okay, so just one thing. You'll all remember, oh gosh, many months ago, they were having workshops available for local politicians, community members, agencies for North River Manatee County.
Yeah.
I'm still involved in that process. Yesterday we had a meeting, a couple-hour Zoom meeting, talking about going forward with that, and I have signed up for Tuesday and Wednesday all day, so I promise to try and stay awake next week for finance stuff, Rachel. I promise I'll try. They're starting the Public Innovators Getting Started Lab. It's a 2 full-day workshop where we're going to select groups and start figuring out how we're gonna do this. Okay. I'm obviously going to be on the youth group.
Right.
One. So But anybody who's interested in it, you don't have to attend that. If you want to get interested and participate down the road, they are still taking people from anyone in the community who wants to help get involved. So I'm just putting that out there. So I've got that next week.
Very well.
That's it.
Okay. Mr. Choate.
I don't know much. Thanks everybody for the meeting. Great meeting today. And Mr. Jensen mentioned the summer program and that presentation. I think it was great. It's good to get that out there in the schools. Just because the bell rings the last day of school, education doesn't stop in the summertime. We do a phenomenal job of keeping that going. And then to the comments about school grades and what we accomplished this past year. I know we put it out there on social media, and we I don't think we had the one page, the full double front side page. I still don't think we've done enough to really tell the public what we, and I don't know how else to do it, but I don't know. I feel like we need to walk around with maybe signs and have signs. I don't know, because graduation rate's the highest it's been. No DNF schools. For some of our schools, what they've done, look at Samoset, accomplishments across the board. And I want to make sure the public really understands that. And I know that Dr. Breslin will probably be, next month you speak at the chamber. I'm sure it'll be there. And hopefully we have those brag flyers on every table.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Because it is something to be proud of. And it has nothing to do with us up here, minus superintendent. But it's you all, it's the staff, it's you all that do it. And so I really want to say, thank you for what you guys have done last year. And I can't believe Omar and I were talking about today at Kiwanis. We're like 3 weeks away, 3.5 weeks away. Like, it's nuts. Like, where did the summer go? And school is here, right? So, but anyways, I don't think we've done enough to congratulate our teachers and our staff about what they did last year, because phenomenal work. And I know we'll do it again this year, even better. So thank you guys very much. That's it.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Yeah. Mr. Kennedy.
Madam Chair, I'll be even faster because I appreciate that everybody in this room and many people who are listening, because it's part of their job, we're working all day and then had to come to a meeting, and then they've got to work all day tomorrow and the rest of the week. So I'm going to be super quick and just, Chad, I was about to say a lot of the stuff you did, so I just want to echo Chad's appreciation for the people in this building and the people at our schools that make all this success happen. Yeah, sure. The board, we are the elected representatives of the people, but we're not in classrooms every day, and we're not driving school buses and cleaning schools and keeping kids safe and happy and satisfied with their school experience. So let's always put that credit where it belongs, which is out in our team in this building and our school-based. And I don't want to forget about Matsky and the PSC either, but yeah, to our 6,000 employees out there that make this district go, thank you. So thanks, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Tatum.
First, I wanted to thank who Anna Maria Oysterbar gave us this. Is that right?
Anna Maria Oysterbar donated the
Michelle's.
oyster shell, and then Michelle Slaughter, our graphic designer, created the beautiful piece from that.
Whatever my humor was earlier, I didn't mean to denigrate this. It'll sit on my desk. It's very nice. It's very well done. And then when I don't have a desk here in the building anymore, I'll take it home and it'll sit
Good.
somewhere prominently in my house. So it's very nice.
Yes, it is.
Whatever my attempt at humor was earlier. But yeah, it's very pretty. So thank you to whoever did that. The thing I wanted to highlight tonight, I could repeat what everybody else said. It seems like we've had a great summer and great programs and lots of good things happening, and we've got kids moved on from 3rd grade. It's all good. The thing that struck me tonight was the young lady who wrote the essay for the Elks. And one of the things she mentioned in her essay, she said that taking care of our local community is the best way to be a patriot. And that really struck me. One of the reasons that we study the humanities is to learn good things about human beings. And I might have mentioned this before, but one of my favorite stories, and since I was just in France, is from Voltaire. It's called the name of the story escapes me right now. But the story is that this young man goes around the whole world, and he's kind of naive, right, because he's young, and he's raised by this philosopher who tells him that the world is the best that it possibly can be. And so he goes out into the world, and it doesn't work out like that, right? He sees a lot of bad things as he travels throughout the world, and he gets back to his own little town, little village many years later, and he comes to the conclusion that, you know, I think the best thing we can do is just take care of our own little garden. You know? And I think that is the best way that we could really, you know, be patriotic. One of the best ways is to just take care of our own little garden, whether it's picking up trash on the beach, or whatever it is. You know I've gotten into the trash picking up business for whatever reason. Not that that makes me super virtuous or anything, but it does. I do wonder, and I'll end with this. I do wonder, and it's something for us to think about, right? Like I'll go running down. There's a path behind my neighborhood, and there's a large sidewalk there, and I'll go running down there riding a bike, right? And many people use that path, and in the morning, for whatever reason, people will maybe the night before drive down it and throw out beer cans and little alcohol bottles, whatever they throw out the window, you know. And there are trash cans placed all the way down the road along this path, which I guess the incentive is, hey, help us keep our, and I see lots of people walking by the trash, and I even see people look down at it like, that shouldn't be there, you know. And there was a time in my life where I would have said, yes, somebody ought to do something about that. And then one day it dawned on me, like, that somebody's me, you know. So there are probably lots of things we could do to make our community better, and I'm sure there's more I could do, where I look at things out in the world and I go, you know, somebody ought to do something about that. And if I just took the next step, I could figure out it's probably me, which is a way to be helpful.
Right.
And you know I like that. So I'll end with those words. Thanks.
Very well. Thank you so much. I'll be brief as well. I just want to say thank you for the moment of silence. I've attended 2 funerals in the last few weeks, going to one Friday, actually. I went to there's a new director at one of the nonprofits that I work with. Went there and raved about how they support our district with our foster care students, and how we all partnered together did the summit back on April 6th. The World Cup, I think that highlighted the best of what our country has to offer. Didn't know ranch dressing wasn't worldwide until this, you know, so now everybody loves our ranch dressing. But thank you to the staff, and I love the handout of your education orientations and the summer refresh. I think that's great. I've been to many, many conferences. That's probably the best one I've ever seen. And we're talking many conferences through, not just here, but through corporate world. So it's very well done, very artistic, very easy on the eyes, I'll say that. Ms. Sellers, thank you for all of the work that you've done on the budget. I have the book. I will be going through that massively between now and September. But other than that, I don't have anything else. So this meeting is adjourned at 7:28.